Hamilton's always been a great place for bands to drive down from Auckland and perhaps try out a new batch of songs or a new lineup on an unsuspecting Waikato audience. But it's also the adopted hometown of one Chris Thompson, who in the mere space of 12 months went from playing in bands around the North Island to enjoying worldwide success with Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
And here I am.
Welcome back, Chris.
Thanks very much.
I know you originally came from England when you were 5 years old, but what made you go back and take the big step and try your luck in the UK?
Well, I was friends with a guy called Trevor Morace, who was with a band called the Peddlers, and he just kept saying to me, you know, you should go to England, you should do this, and finally he sent me a telegram, said, come to England, you know, come and stay with me. And I just decided to go. I mean, it was a pretty quick decision, a couple of months, you know.
Blinded by the Light was a huge success. Just how did you cope with such phenomenal overnight fame?
Well, it wasn't really overnight fame, and I was working with Manfred Mann, who keeps your feet firmly nailed to the floor. I mean, it was just such a big thrill. I never thought about it as being hugely successful, you know. I mean, we just went away. We were playing in America, you know. We were #1. People were coming along and cheering and clapping. It was just a lot of fun, really. I didn't find it difficult to deal with. I wasn't getting all that much money either. He kept a very tight rein on that as well.
What made you step out and leave Manfred and form Night?
Well, but he just likes to have, you know, he just likes to do things the way he wants to do them. And I felt I had something to offer to that band, and I wasn't able to put it in. And so I thought, well, I would just do, you know, I'd just do something on my own. So I got some friends together, and it actually came out of just playing with friends. I presume you're talking about Night. Is that what you're talking about?
Night,
oh,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
What's your relationship now with the Manfred Mann Band?
Well, up until last year, I was still touring and working with them. We spent all of last year working right throughout Europe. We played from about March till September. And I talked to Manfred about what to do for a new record, and he disagreed with what I said, and so we kind of parted company, and he's making the record and I'm not.
So what brings you back to do this North Island tour?
Well, a couple of reasons, really. I wanted to play, and it's really, really, really difficult to put a band together and play in England because it just costs so much money, and everybody's got other things to do and everything like that. And I played with this band at Christmas time. We did a musicians club concert, and that was a lot of fun, and I just decided I'd come back and do it. And I was on my way to Australia, and I had some other things to do. It just seemed like the logical thing to do, and so far it's been lots of fun, very interesting.
Have you seen any changes in the local music industry here?
Well, when I went away, nobody could even play their own songs, but now at least people can play their own songs. I mean, the problems still remain about you know, the Kiwi talent being ignored by everybody, especially radio stations. But there are some, I mean, WEA, for instance, my record company here, have been fantastic in supporting me. They've been really incredible. And Tim Murdoch's been supporting a lot of other bands, I think Artie Jar and people like that. And I'm sure that from the record companies, they're really starting to work hard at it. All they need to do now is convince the radio stations, which I'm sure you talked about before. And, you know, then I think we'll be on the way to some really successful Kiwi bands. I mean, there are some successful Kiwi bands. You know, Crowded House, very successful. And Split Ends were very successful as well. So, I mean, I just hope something happens.
I'm sure it will. How do you spend most of your time nowadays?
Well, as I said, last year I worked a lot in Europe with Manfred. Yeah. But most of the time I write, either at home. I've got a studio in my house, which I write with my friends or whoever's around, or I make writing forays to America, New York and Los Angeles, which is what I'm in the middle of at the moment. And I spend a lot of time writing. And, you know, I would love to be, you know, a working musician. That's what I'd like to do, you know, get a band and be able to work and play, you know.
Hey, listen, everybody, I'm not the jealous type, and you might see this hasn't been the best day of my life. All the things she pushed me through don't matter much at all, 'cause I know when she's lonely, she won't hesitate.